Brandon Royval has just pulled off a good upset here in the main event of a flyweight kind of. I'm not title eliminator, but a big fight in the flyweight division. First off, I did think Royval won. I gave Royval, I think it was 1, 3, and 5, and I gave Taira 2 and 4. I said in my preview, Royval got one of the best scrambles in the UFC, man. He's got some of the best scrambles in the UFC. He's experience played a big factor in this fight, but genuinely, I think the one thing that won Royval this fight was his gas tank, because Taira, I think it was the third round, like he was getting fucking pieced up, and he looked like he was about to gas out, but he got a second wind. Royval, he didn't empty the gas tank, but he put a lot of pressure on Taira at the third. He could have easily finished him, but he just couldn't get him out. Taira's the real deal. The dude is an absolute dog, man. He's a fucking dog, nothing but a warrior in there. And he showed he's going to be around this flyweight division for a long time. Do you know what I mean? That was his first main event. That was his first, step up, and he was that close. It was a fucking close fight, but I don't think you can give him the fight, to be honest with you. Because the moments he had were pure grappling and holding. And that's not to say that's bad, but that was the moments he had. He didn't really have much, kind of opportunities. Not opportunities, but real, when Royval hurt him, you could tell he's in trouble here. But the only time I thought Royval was in trouble when he had his back. And Royval, his back was taking a lot in this fight, which did surprise me, man. That really surprised me. But Royval has been submitted by Pantoja, and he is very able to be taken down. You can get Royval down. Keeping him down is hard, and that's what Taira did in this fight, which is extremely impressive. If you can keep Royval down, that's a fucking massive sign that you're going to be able to beat a lot of guys in this division, and I do think he's going to beat a lot of guys in this division. What's kind of next for both of them is a good question. We Kai Askara is going to be fighting for the belt. The dude hasn't even made flyweight. He's not got a fight in the UFC yet, and he's going to be fighting Pantoja. If you're Royval or you're Kai Kara France, especially Kai Kara France, you're pissed. You are pissed. But that just kind of shows that dude's got a lot of star value. I'll be talking about that fight more, but yeah, I want to see Royval versus Kai next. To be quite honest with you, why not book that fight? That's a number one contender fight. You could do that end of the year or maybe early next year and find out a real number one contender, because they both have arguments now. Royval probably has a better argument, but then again, Kai beat Steve Ercik, who a lot of people thought beat Pantoja first round KO as well. Royval, beat Brandon Moreno. Both of them beat people coming off losses to the champion, which is a massive statement. And Royval just had to take out an undefeated prospect when he was a massive underdog in a 5-round fight. You know what I mean? That's in a main event as well. And he's ranked number 1 in the world. So it's kind of hard not to give Royval a shout. And especially because Royval looked really good in the striking department. He's got such kind of weird striking where he just peppers you. He's just throwing a lot at your face. He loves his spinning shit, you know what I mean? Especially when he's up against the fence. He does love throwing a spinning elbow or something. He actually knocked Kai down with it in their fight. He hit him with a spinning elbow after getting hurt. I do think Royval does beat Kai. I just thought Royval looked good in this fight, man. Do you know what I mean? He does have, I won't say grappling is his weakness, because Royval's so fucking dangerous on the ground. You know what I mean? He was getting Taira's back as well in this fight. It wasn't it was one-way traffic here where Royval was completely getting his back, taking the whole fight. This was a 50-50 fight. As much as I thought Royval won, and I don't think you can give it to Taira, you know what I mean? He definitely had moments. It was a 50-50 fight, and I'm glad Royval won. I picked him in this fight as well, so that's a good main event, right? Especially because he was a big underdog in this fight. You know what I mean? And I always say experience is key. You know what I mean? Royval's been in there with the best, and it wasn't like this dude was coming off a loss. He literally beat Brandon Moreno in Mexico on short notice. Do you know what I mean? I was just that's a factor, surely, but it was, what a fucking scrap, man. That was a fucking banging fight. I love that fight. High action pace. I do think Taira, he needs to do a bit more on the feet. Do you know what I mean? He obviously, he doesn't really have that much power, but I thought he was very basic, and his striking defense I thought was poor. I thought it was poor. Like, whenever Royval was throwing, he was nearly landing. What a chin, though. Taira's got an absolute chin. And fucking what an absolute dog. They're both absolute dogs. Like, Royval was not settling in any position. Like, he was fucking working all the time in this fight. And I think that's a big factor as well as to why he got the win. Like, if he had his back taken, he was scrambling, or he was up against the cage, he was able to reverse a good few of them, which I would have expected. Like, Royval's got him, he's just so good everywhere, apart from maybe getting back to his feet in certain situations or certain positions. Like, obviously when you get your back taken, like, the odds of you getting back to your feet are very fucking slim. But I do think Royval's takedown defense is a bit weak. But I also think he's very hard to keep down unless you have his back, because he's constantly scrambling. He's constantly moving. He's doing some twirls, and you know what I mean? Taira got him down, I think it was in the first round, and Royval was able to, like, just move his hips and get his leg, which was really fucking impressive. That first round was actually very close as well. I do think Royval won it based on damage. Like I said, the rounds Taira won were not based off damage. They're based on him controlling him for the whole round, which is, you know, obviously it's damage-based scoring, but you can't score any damage in that round. You can't give Royval any of them rounds, even if you'd landed one or two more strikes. You know what I mean? The dude had like 4 minutes of control time per round, which is fucking impressive. But when Royval was keeping it standing, I just thought I don't think Taira had much for him on the feet, to be quite honest with you. Like, he had his moments on the feet, but I just think Royval was way better. His boxing was way slicker, way more fast. His combinations are so good, because he might throw 1-2 followed by a knee and then spinning elbow, and he doesn't gas out either. Royval, that's the thing. Like, he was going at that pace for the whole 25 minutes, especially when you're scrambling. Like, let's say Taira had him down for 8 minutes. Okay, like, that's because he probably won 2 rounds. Let's just say he had 8 minutes of control time. Okay, Royval was scrambling. He was moving in all those 8 minutes. Like, he was not settling. And Royval had his back as well. You know what I mean? The end of the 50, nearly got him in a choke. So, what a fucking scrap, man. That was an absolute banging fight. I fucking love it. Flyweight's tasty now. It's getting tasty. You know what I mean? Like, with Pantoja and Kai Kara France, fighting for the belt now. That's going to be extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. You have Shavkat Bilal on that card as well. Thank the Lord. And Flyweight's looking decent. You know, I do think they'll do Kai versus Royval next, title eliminator. That's a fight I'd be very interested in seeing again, because Flyweight's like the top 6-7 just always fight each other, like trilogies, quadrilogies, Figueiredo Moreno 4. You know what I mean? Pantoja Moreno, Royval Moreno, Kai Moreno. Like, they're all just fighting each other because, you know, it's kind of like they're better than anyone below that. But yeah, that's what I thought about this fight. What did you score? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.